What's going on? We back, Goodfella Sports TV. Talking about Dwight Howard. A transgender woman alleged that she had a relationship with Dwight Howard, and alleged that his team put threats in her life if she didn't sign an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Basically, she wouldn't disclose, I guess, the relationship she had with Dwight Howard. That, it would be on hush hush. We're back once again, Goodfella Sports TV. If I didn't introduce myself, y'all know what the business is. Goodfella Sports TV. Your boy CJ Goodfella. And I'll link the Twitter link, and she has a thread full of screenshots, and she has recordings. Now, let me say, this is all alleged. Nothing is biblical, truthful. This is a rumor, and she's alleged to expose Dwight Howard. And she has a video recording of him talking, but I don't know if it's Dwight Howard. I'm skeptical on that. It sounds like it could be, but his voice is so low. But she goes into detail with like 1,000 tweets about their relationship, how they made eye contact at Wildin' Out, and she sent him to a fake page, and then they started chopping it up, and she found out he was cheating with another transgender person, and he was going to transgender parties. And she got upset, and she had a conversation with him talking about, them building trust. And I'm not, like I said, it's all alleged. I don't know if it was the Dwight Howard voice. You don't know because it's so low. So, like I said, I don't know. But she's posting video, and she has another audio with one of the members from his team trying to get her to shush up and take this confidentiality agreement. And what's so hilarious about the situation is Dwight Howard was just out with a butt injury. So people are trying to make a correlation between this relationship and a butt injury, if you catch the drift. And it's threats. And now she's coming out saying they threatened her life. And that can be real serious on his career. You know what I'm saying? If they did make threats on her life, and she could prove they made threats on her life and had to connect it to Dwight Howard, then he can miss some games in the NBA. Obviously, this can hurt his reputation if this is true. This already hurt his reputation. Even if this turns out to be a hoax, a joke, a game, people automatically, in a sensitive society, is automatically going to say he did it, especially a lot of people don't like Dwight on the court. Could this lead to him being released from the Washington Wizards? And they could just say, oh, he wasn't never healthy. And it could be. If this comes out to be true, and where there's smoke, there's fire most of the time. Dwight Howard career could be over with, man, to be serious, man. Dwight Howard could be done. He could be over with. He could never play on another NBA team. Not because of, because of the transgender. Because, obviously he made threats to somebody's life, and that's serious. And obviously he's more trouble than his worth right now. He's productive when he's healthy, but he ain't healthy no more. He ain't out there getting 20 and 20 no more. And obviously he's known as team obliterator, locker room destroyer, as Carmelo Anthony. So, for the number one pick back in the day to this, and he was a Christian guy. And then something to do with a pastor threatened her as well, too, allegedly threatened her, his pastor, whatever. And Dwight Howard is he believes in Christianity a lot. And another thing about the non-disclosure, what that makes me wonder is that, it's also said that, Dwight Howard makes his baby mother sign a non-disclosure agreement where they can't say nothing bad about him publicly. One of his girlfriends, she was an Orlando Magic dancer or cheerleader, whatever you want to call her. She was on Basketball Wives. I think that's the show she was on. She couldn't say anything because he had her sign an NDA. And if she mentioned him on the show or, publicly, it was going to be a problem. So apparently, this lady did not want to sign the non-disclosure agreement to shut up and keep this under wraps. The Dwight Howard team, from my knowledge, is known to have, his baby mother sign this NDA agreement, non-disclosure agreement, and keep everything under wraps. And a lot of people don't know he got like 8 or 10 kids or something like that. So it make you believe, like, why would he want to go be with a transgender woman and multiple transgender women and transgender women parties or these transgender parties? So, like I said, all this is alleged. This can be a joke. She do have audio. Like I said, I can't tell if it's his voice or not. So I'm not going to say Dwight did it or didn't do it. But all I can say, if this turns out to be true, not even the transgender part, and it will be awkward for him to walk in the locker room. We talk about back in the locker room once we bring that up. But if it turns out to be true that he made a threat in her life and she wants to pursue charges on him, which I think this is all about getting attention and getting some traction. At the end of the day, true or false or whatever in between, he could be facing a suspension. Also, he can lose his job. He's not making that much money with the Washington Wizards, aka remember the Washington Bullets back in the day. When he got traded from Charlotte to Brooklyn, they bought his contract out. He's something on like a veteran minimum contract with the Wizards, so it's low risk, high reward for the Washington Wizards. But like I say, man, it's deep, man. It's real deep. Like I said, I'm gonna link to Twitter in the thread, and the tweet said, "I was afraid to speak today. My life was threatened after I was sexually harassed, threatened, and manipulated by someone I respect. My ex-boyfriend, alleged ex-boyfriend, NBA player Dwight Howard. His camp also catfished by his disrespectful ass pastor." That's what the tweet reads. And it goes on, she started going into, how they met, how they tried to get her. Well, he says, before we start, I'll just say, you need to say this really about his team is crooked. Pastor threatened my life over unsigned non-disclosure agreement, and he has been trying to intimidate me into taking hush money for what they did to me. I met Dwight Howard a while back at Wild 'N Out, to be exact. We made eye contact, and a week later, he was in my DMs. I'm used to dealing with celebrities, so automatically I told him to hit my Finsta fake a page so our convo wouldn't get leaked. I mean, he is a legend. So those are like the type of things you're gonna get in this thread. Like I said, all alleged, rumored, and it seemed to be very, very thorough. If this is fake, she really, really thought it out really well. Also, they tried to get her to take money. Obviously, it wasn't enough money for her to shut the hell up, or maybe the threats were so disrespectful that it is what it is. Like I said, hopefully this isn't true for the Dwight Howard case, in his career, and she got recordings and everything, man. So, like I said, I don't know if it was his voice, but then she also say, so this is someone else, a transgender prostitute that also had understanding with him as well. I thought my good sis was a prostitute, but as my friend took a deeper look into her page, she actually hosts transgender parties that Dwight Howard allegedly often attends. So, yes, I lost every bit of my mind. So, she's alleging that he allegedly goes to these transgender parties a lot and does this a lot. And she thought, her and Dwight Howard was going to be a thing for life, and that she was going to be cashed out. Yeah, it's kind of crazy right here, man. And she also says that, so this is how our conversation would typically guideline. I didn't mind cheating, but you're allegedly a transgender sex party sticking your thing in everything raw. Okay, Magic John. Okay, that's a little bit too much. All right, that's what she said. Oh, that's not me. That's alleged, but crazy, man. I think, if this threatening thing goes to court, Dwight Howard getting released. Just long story short, he getting released. I don't know how he can go back in that Wizards locker room and just, not feel embarrassed. Guys gonna be talking shit behind his back, joking behind his back. He gonna be the butt of all the jokes in the NBA. Even if this is false, people gonna just look at this whole situation like, dang, you know what I'm saying? And it is what it is for Dwight, man. Hopefully it's not true, man. I like Dwight Howard as a player, as a person. He seems pretty cool. Hopefully he overcomes this. Hopefully this isn't true. They can fix this out, and people can forget about it, which it won't be forgotten with social media putting it into rotation, the way social media put things into rotation. So, God bless everybody in this situation. All this is alleged, rumored, and it is what it is. I'll link the thread in the description so you can get the gist of it. But Goodfellas Sports TV, y'all know what it is, man. We on Facebook, we on Twitter. Also, you can reach out to me in an email. Instrumental link in the description as well. Want to make a donation to the page? That link's in the description as well. And hopefully this turns out to be true, not true. Really like Dwight Howard as a person and as a ball player, especially back in the day when he beat LeBron in the Eastern Conference Finals. And they went to play Kobe. 2009 NBA Finals. So it is what it is. Hopefully we hear something from him, and he can clear the situation up for his sake and the NBA's sake and just the team's sake. But we gone.